Hello everyone, this is Thursday's maths lesson and we are learning to measure weight using standard units today. So if I had this delicious pear, how could I find out how much it weighed? What would I do? I think I would be tempted to use a set of scales like this one, and I've got a set here. The scale on it is slightly different. This one weighs in grams rather than the kilograms one on the screen. With these scales, we put an object that we want to weigh, like the jug from yesterday perhaps, inside. The dial runs round, the arrow points to how much it weighs. Not everybody has a set of scales like this at home though. You might be a little bit more used to seeing a set of digital scales like these. Again, you put the object on top and when it's on, it tells you the amount it weighs in the bar here. Whichever set of scales you've got at home, it's fine. You can always have a good practice next time you make some cakes or biscuits with anybody at home or something else tasty, then you can have a go at weighing things out and telling them the weights. Today, we'll be using a set of scales like this and reading the scale. Okay, so as we've just mentioned, to measure weight, we use a set of scales. Heavy things like a big suitcase or something large can be weighed in kilograms. Kilograms. Something small like our pear or our apple, especially if we've only got one of them, would be weighed using grams. There are 1,000 grams in a kilogram. So let's have a go at reading some scales together. We've got some apples on the screen there. How much do the apples weigh? If you look at my set of scales this time, in the middle it has a kg, that stands for kilograms. So how many kilograms do my apples weigh? Where is that arrow pointing? They weigh 1 kilogram. How much does this book weigh? Again, have a little look at the scale at the bottom. We're still weighing in kilograms, aren't we? How many kilograms are we weighing for our book? It is 2 kilograms. There's our arrow, look, 2 kilograms. And how about these potatoes? We have 3 kilograms of potatoes, don't we? Our arrow is pointing down at the 3. Now, have a look at these scales. This time, look, if we look for our unit of measure, here it is at the bottom, it's just a G on its own, that's grams. So this time we are weighing in grams. And our scale, if you look, it's not going around in ones like before. This time, what are we counting in? What are the numbers that have been labelled for us? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. We are counting in tens, aren't we? So if we're counting in tens, we've got these little lines in between. Look, what do you think this mid line, this one that's halfway, what do you think those are? What's half of 10? They're the 5s, aren't they? So we've got 5 grams. It's not labelled, but that's where the 5 would be. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and so on. So although only the 10s are labelled, we have got all the ones, they're all there, tiny little lines. You might find those tricky to see. And halfway between the 10s, we've got our 5s as well. So bearing that in mind, have a little look at this set of scales. What is the weight that is being measured here? So here's the arrow this time, the pointer. Oh, look, it's halfway between the 30 and the 40. What was that? What's that halfway line going to be? That's right, it's 35 grams. 35 grams. And we've got one more here to do. I'm going to let you have a go at this one by yourself. It's the same scale. We're counting in tens. Remember that the halfway lines are the 5s. How much do these weights weigh? It's 75, isn't it? Because here's the 70, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5 is the halfway line, 75 grams. Don't forget to use your unit of measure, because otherwise it could be anything, couldn't it? 75 chocolate bars, 75 tons, 75 kilograms. We don't know unless we say our unit of measure. So it's 75 grams. Okay, that's our little introduction there. I just want to talk about the sheets because you've got a choice of 3 today. So if I share my screen again, this time, oh, I can't seem to show you. Why not? Here we are. There we go. This time, here we go. So you've got a choice of 3 sheets. The first sheet, this is the trickiest one. None of them are impossible. They're all certainly something we've just done on the screen together. So this one is the slightly trickier one because some of them are measuring those halfway points. Okay, so you need to work out where the pointer on each set of scales is pointing, right? Or we've got this one. On this, it will always point at a number, okay? But they are slightly bigger numbers and there is a problem-solving question at the bottom. Or if you fancy, or if you think you need something a little more simple, we go back down to the kilograms. And again, most of them, they are pointing at the number that you want. There are 1 or 2, one here, look, and one here, where we're pointing in the middle. You need to try and work out what that number is. And this one's slightly trickier again, because we are missing numbers from the scale too, okay? So you can choose which one of those 3 you would like to have a go at. You don't have to do all 3, but if you want to do more than one, if you get the hang of it and want to try a trickier one, that's absolutely fine. Then those are the sheets for you today. In the OneDrive folder, you will find those. You'll find the PowerPoint we've just worked through, and there are some weight challenge cards again as well. So that's those nice practical activities where you can go around the house and try and find things to weigh or compare. So you can have a little go at those as well, either during this lesson or at another time, whichever is convenient for you, but it just gets you practicing those skills. All right, and that's it for today's lesson. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.